And an early morning guns up, guys. It's draft day. I'm excited. I wanted to go ahead and just cut a real quick video. Just had a couple things I wanted to talk about. Did anybody watch that fight, I guess, if you will? Charade boxing match, smokescreen boxing match, whatever. There's some people out there that think the Mayweather McGregor thing that it did, something for boxing, that it helped boxing or whatever, and that Mayweather winning the thing by 10th round stoppage. If you didn't watch it, here's my thing: a tomato can lasted 10 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. Now that means one of two things: he's either overrated or he's over the hill. I'm leaning towards the over the hill part. But the reality of it is, man, he took that fight not to go 50-0, to get some money for the tax man. And he said, I'm done. No, you young guys don't call me out. No, dude. The minute he gets in money trouble again, he's going to be right back in the ring. I don't care if he's 106 years old. Floyd Mayweather in boxing has the same kind of retirement like professional wrestling or Richard Petty or something like that. The minute you want more money, you're going to jump right back in there. So let's go ahead and call it like it is. I'm not a Mayweather fan, never been a Mayweather fan. I'm certainly not a Conor McGregor fan. I think the guy's a manufactured star. I do not like him. I reluctantly watched the fight just so I would be able to know, okay, if I'm going to talk about it, I need to be able to know what it was. First three rounds, Mayweather was just kind of, I'm throw a few punches here and I'm gonna see what's going on. And McGregor, there's probably a lot of people going, oh man, this McGregor guy, he looks good. No, he did not. He barely landed any. He threw a lot of punches. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He threw like 420 punches or something like that, the total fight, but he only landed like 15% of them. I mean, my God, that's not really very good. That's not how you win boxing matches. I think Mayweather connected on 39, 40% of his punches, something like that. So, McGregor wasn't going to win. And Cal Sonnen up there saying, the corrupt judges in Las Vegas and this, they had it 8-1. Yeah, they did have it 8-1 because it probably should have been 9-0. So you're probably right. They were corrupt. But the reality of it is, Mayweather beat up a tomato can, same way he did in Fight 49. So, no respect on that, but it was worth watching, I guess. If you watched it for free, if you paid for it, you wasted some money again on Floyd Mayweather. So, something else I noticed that I want to talk to you about: college football. Okay, we're back. Stanford played Rice. South Florida played somebody. I don't know. I don't care about South Florida. I know South Florida won. Stanford beat the holy crap out of Rice in Sydney, Australia. Why are we playing college football games in Sydney, Australia? I'm not a big fan of the neutral site thing to begin with, but that's taking it too far. When you got a few years ago, Penn State and UCF played in like Dublin, Ireland. I mean, come on, man. You're cheating your fans, you're cheating your alumni, you're cheating your students out of a home game. It's just not, it's something we should not be getting in the habit of. And not to mention, I mean, Stanford put the holy beat down on Rice. And what in front of what? 8,000 people, I think, was there, something like that. I mean, it's silly. Maybe there was a lot of people there at the start of the game, but when I tuned in towards the end, I mean, nobody was there. And granted, it was a blowout. And of course, the NCAA will probably inflate those attendance numbers. They always do. He used to crack me up. Louisiana Tech, you'd be at Joe IA Stadium, and they'd come across the PA and say, we got a large crowd today, 24,000 people. Where are they? I would look around and I'd be like, where are they at? I mean, 24,000 phantoms? I mean, where are they at? I sure as hell can't see them. So, they always inflate numbers like that anyway. They say, well, it's the gate takings, Okay, yeah, okay. How many tickets you sold? All right, sure. How many people actually showed up? I want to know the turnstile numbers. How many butts were in the seats, But it was like 62-7, Stanford over Rice. I'll at least give Stanford some credit for playing an FBS school. I mean, you got so many FCS schools. That's another thing I don't like is FBS playing FCS. These FCS schools come up, they take a butt kicking. Once in a while, one of them actually wins. Michigan, Appalachian State. I think Jacksonville State played Auburn to like triple overtime or something a year ago. They do okay sometimes. And Texas Tech's got Eastern Washington next week, and we might lose that game. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like we have a really good certain shot of destroying Eastern Washington, because I don't think we do. I think that's going to be a game we play pretty doggone close, and I'm not excited about that. I'm not excited about this season. I've said that before, but at least Stanford was playing an FBS school. At least they were playing Rice, a school with some historical context. I mean, at least they didn't go out and say, hey, we're going to take on Presbyterian. Looking at you, Mississippi. You've been sitting there playing Presbyterian every year, or Alabama playing Western Carolina just about every year. I mean, really, man, that must be hell week for y'all preparing for those games. I mean, y'all must be doing 3-a-days or something trying to get ready for that. But I think it's stupid. I think FBS schools should play on their level and only on their level. And FCS schools, I think some of them should really quit trying to make the jump to FBS. I mean, otherwise you wind up like Idaho and New Mexico State. And I even hear Eastern Michigan is talking about at one point, maybe they might not be talking about it right now, but I know a couple of years ago at least, Eastern Michigan was talking about dropping down to FCS because they just can't handle it. They just can't win. But talking about us, talking about our league, we got draft day up just in a few hours, 3 o'clock today. I'm excited, guys. Here's something I want to point out. If for some reason you have a scheduling conflict or something and you say, I can't even draft on my phone, something you can do in this league, a rule is you can have an agent draft for you, but it can't be somebody else in the league. And here's why that is. I know you're saying, well, I mean, I can get my friend to draft for me, but the problem is with that, let's say, hypothetically, I want to draft Tyreek Hill. And let's say Tyreek Hill is sitting there and I'm 2 picks down, but the guy I'm drafting for is picking ahead of me, and I know the best person for his team is Tyreek Hill, but instead I take him a backup tight end. Now, my ethics probably wouldn't let me do that, but I might, in my mind, start justifying why this guy needs Zach Ertz or something instead of Tyreek Hill so I can get him. And that's almost instinctive, man. You want the players you want, so that's why you should not have somebody in the league drafting for you. Now, I know we usually take rules to the league, but as commissioner, I'm kiboshing that because I think it's unethical. So have an agent draft for you if you can't draft. I'm not a big fan of the auto draft thing at all, but I'll allow it. I mean, obviously it's allowed. People have done it before, but you just don't want to go there because if you do that, sometimes you can wind up with a kicker in the 5th or 6th round, and you don't want to go there. Or you wind up with somebody you really just don't want. Now, if for some reason you're not drafting today, for whatever reason, my best advice to you, work the waiver wire real hard and try to do some trades after this draft. Try to get your roster as close to competitive as you can. I wish everybody the best of luck. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. I can promise you that. And by the way, that was a total hypothetical, my comments about Tyreek Hill. So I know, Josh, you're probably looking at that going, oh, man, I'm not trying to Monty Ball you again. A few years ago, guys, for those that don't know the story, when Monty Ball was coming out of college, he got drafted, and I told this guy, I was hyping him up. I was like, man, this Monty Ball guy, he's going to be the best, man. He's going to be the best. I'm going to draft him. I think it's 2nd-round talent. I'm going to try to, I can get him. I can get him in the 3rd round. I think I can take him. This dude takes this guy in the 2nd round thinking he's outsmarting me, and we all know the career of Monty Ball, right? Oh, you don't know the career of Monty Ball? Is that what you're saying? You don't even know who Monty Ball is? There's a reason for that, okay? But Monty Ball, great Wisconsin running back, was the all-time touchdown leader. Then it was Navy's guy, their quarterback, Keenan Allen, or not Keenan Allen, Keenan something. Anyway, I can't even remember that guy. And then Kenneth Dixon, and then the Navy quarterback again for rushing touchdowns. But no, I'm not trying to Monty Ball anybody. I'm not trying to talk up Tyreek Hill. I think he's a good player. I think he'd be a good receiver for somebody, but I'm definitely not trying to talk him up. Well, guys, I will see you guys later. I got to go cut some grass.